Wow, can I do it? It's 2:30 basically. Hey, Ice HCV, and what am I doing? I don't know. This scares me. It's too damn long. It's too damn long. Yikes. Here is the Rough Country e-board electronic retractable steps, and I'm getting my shop all set up to enable me to put on these Rough Country electronic steps. They say it takes up to 5 hours. 5 hours. Does it really take 5 hours? Wow. All right. First off, the Rough Country e-board is a less expensive product than the amp product. This thing's like $1,000 less, I think, $800 less. So anybody out there, if you want to watch me put these on today, I'm going to do that. And I printed off the website, the instructions on how to do this. So I'm going to go through the steps right now and start doing that. But I got to take the existing boards off, and so the adventure begins. Now inside the box here, you would think that they would have included some instructions in here, but I don't know. I haven't looked. This thing got soaked. So yes, you get instructions. So here's everything. It's just to be in between these two boxes. It's electronic parts. It's going to be the project. All right, good news. This is for the Ford 2015 to 2022 models. Hey, better pictures from the internet, because I printed this stuff off the internet. It doesn't look as good. So the good news is a little bit more detailed, so that's encouraging. So watch me as I do the project. Once again, getting off the existing ones, I think that's going to be the project. All right, always the fun part. Try and figure out what size bolts you need, so you start crawling your hands and knees. So no idea. All right, so you need a 13 millimeter socket. So getting these steps off, I don't think a big deal, but the other part's the big deal. All right, now having the right tools will make your job so much easier, because right now I need a right angle tool to get this top one out. So my other gun did the bottom ones, but you need a right hand angle tool. Just gotta love the right angle power tools. I mean, your life is just so much easier when you do this. See that? Bing, bam, done. Now, one nice thing, you know, this truck's a 2020 truck, and thank goodness the guy didn't do stupid stuff, because I can get these bolts off so easily. This right hand tool, I think, will just actually do it all. I don't even know I got out my other impact gun. So let's show you. All right, you just push these things off. It'd be nice if I had another person here. If I get the front off, it just pushes off. All right, that was no big deal. So that's off. Maybe some side steps for a factory Ford. There you go. Guess I'll marketplace it. All right, right side's off. Wow, look how high this truck is now. Hard to believe back in my younger days I'd get these trucks with no steps. There you go, marketplace. What's the value? 100 bucks, 300 bucks? I have no idea. All right, time to the real deal, putting things on. All right. Definitely quality feeling stuff. These motors definitely feel heavy, feel quality, so I like it. Wow, this is like wiring your house. Look at all this damn wire. There's your project. So, all right, so it's telling us to start on the passenger side here. And so this will be your passenger side motor going up underneath here, and the motor goes to the rear of the vehicle. There's your, that makes no sense. I thought there was two studs in the bottom. That's kind of strange. All right, I'm setting everything down. I don't feel like getting up and down all day long. 13 millimeter socket, and here's the motors. And here's the controller. So I'm gonna get up underneath there and show you how to mount it up. All right, we like this. You just take this mounting bracket. There's 4 holes, but you only use 3. So look at that. So cool. And that's not hitting up there too far. All right, I advise to get an extension to be able to get in here if you have a right hand power tool. But look at that, it just goes right on, nuts and washers right on. Everything lines up perfectly. Can't emphasize enough, having power tools is really a huge difference on you being efficient. So I highly recommend power tools. All right, need a little wrench. Got the really nice wrench like this. Makes it a lot easier. You can't get in here because of the motor. The motor makes it so that it's too tight for your tool to get in there. So need a little wrench. All right, now we have the controller over here. And just so you know, it's easy to mount this thing upside down. They want it to mount it like this. Okay? That's how they want it mounted. It's easy to think they want the plugs forward. Showing it being on just like that. I'm on the dog level. See that? All the dogs are crashing on the floor. It's so hot out. Concrete floor feels good for them. All right, back in the rear one here and just cruising along. Thank goodness. All right, so we're done on the passenger side as far as mounting the hardware. So I'm gonna go to the other side now. All right, we're making progress now. One thing you don't do, which I did do, don't tighten these brackets up, motors up. When you put your long board on, you need some give to wrestle that on. So don't tighten these things down. I'm about to untighten these. I just did the left side of the truck, and I left them loose because I imagine you put the board on, you just need a little bit of play to get that board and everything to line up. All right, now you're supposed to disconnect the battery. So I'm going to disconnect the battery because I'm getting ready to do the electrical. All right, so now you say, do you disconnect both batteries? On the negative, you're supposed to disconnect the negative battery, so I don't know. I'll disconnect one and see if the light goes off. You got to disconnect both batteries on the big diesel package. So you got 2 batteries, disconnect both. All right, it's 3, left for 335. So now the fun part, the electrical. This will be probably the hour project. That's my guess, at least. Wow, Skur. Yeah, wow. Wow. The rat's nest begins. Well, at least it gives you a starting point, right? All right, just a plug and play. Good connectors. Not so sure on this here yet, but I guess we'll figure that out as we do the rest of the wiring here. All right, this took a little while to figure out how to run this wiring harness over to the left side of the truck. And even for me, you know, do I feel good about this? Not necessarily. I'm trying to figure out how you're supposed to do this. And so I'm up over this transmission, which I'll put a wire tie up here to try to keep away from moving parts, and hopefully that does it. But, so anybody here, you come back here to the module and the body mount, just go up over there and underneath the truck. I don't know if that'll help you or not. All right, I just removed my door sill panel, whatever you want to call it here. This thing just pries out. Look here, it just pushes in and pulls out. I got a little special tool here that helps you kind of do that. So then you're supposed to take out the kick panels. These here, so I'm going to take these out now. All right, right side panel, a little tricky, just clips. This top little thing's a pain in the ass to get out. Bottom's a pain in the ass to get out, but I got it all out. So look at this here, right? Fuse box on the right side of the vehicle. Am I right or wrong? Yep. All All right, now there's a rubber plug here that apparently got to cut a hole into. All right, so these wires come through that little rubber hole down here. All right, the fun begins. Start tearing apart your panel. These are just pull hard. These things pull out. You won't break them. And you're going to run this one wire over to the driver's side door. Got to remove these panels to get behind these kick panels on your side of your body on each side of the truck. Yep, the project really begins when you start tearing apart your old truck to pull these wires. This is now the aggravation part, trying to feed these wires through the center console. So hope you have a little fish tape or small coat hanger. I mean, this is where it turns into a project. This is now where, look at this here. This just turns into major loss of time on the wiring. So I figured that. I kind of knew that. All right, it's getting a little complicated. Boy, these instructions aren't the best, and I think I'm doing it right. So this whole electronic step works off of magnetics. So this is a magnetic field here. You're supposed to locate this inside your front door jamb right here. Look for this little notch when you pull out your rubber molding. And I had to pull out my carpet here. I mean, there's a lot going on here, man. You got to take apart your interior for the carpet, get this one wire over here, and to plug it into this. And then this magnetic can go in your door jamb here, and the door will close. So if you look right here, the door still closes, even though you may think it may not, it does. But you got to line up this little magnet here, wherever it went. I just get too much stuff floating around here right now. So you get a little magnet, which that's concerning. Yeah, so you get these magnets, and you got to measure down from your door assembly here, how far you put this magnetic down. And then you just measure off of here and then put this like down here. But you then got to run the next sensor through the back here. You got to pop your pillar. See here in the truck, you got to pull that out and fish the line behind there. Then you got to come back on this side here, and you got to figure out where you're going to put this same type of setup here, where it's up here. You do it there, and then you got to ground it out. You got to find a ground somewhere. So we're getting there. Oh, what a project. You're going to have to scuff up your paint. This 3M tape will not stick to this incredibly slick surface. So you're going to have to scratch up your paint. So if you're the person who's going to scratch anything in your truck, this is not the kit for you. So just so you know, you have to use acetone to prep the surface after you scratch the hell out of your paint with a Brillo pad. These things aren't sticking. So aggravating. I'm probably going to do the same thing up here. This one may be staying, but there's no way I am sealing everything up in this truck until I make sure everything works. Project, I mean, this is a freaking project. This is not simple by any means. And I have no idea what this plugs into. So the instructions don't show. I mean, these guys, these aren't the smartest of the instruction people. When I pulled this white wire through to the other side of the truck, pain in the butt, there's a switch for you to be able to turn off and on these steps. This wire is supposed to follow it with that white wire. They don't even show that in instructions. So the people that, I mean, this is not a simple project. This is definitely the 5-hour project because you're chasing wiring. Well, we're down to the left side. What a joke. Look at this, now it's 6 o'clock. And I had to rerun this wire to get the on-off switch to turn off and on the steps. So when you pull this white wire, you have to pull this black wire that connects this switch. I mean, the instructions don't say anything about that. All right, now we're over here. I kind of know what to do. We got our brown wire here, and we're gonna do the same thing with the other side, so it should go a little quicker. You gotta scratch up your paint. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention is you gotta put your ground. I just put my ground on this door hinge, so that's how I got creative. See, you gotta scratch out the paint, make it stick. I mean, it will stick if you scratch it up. All right, now we're up to running the power up to the engine bay. That's a project. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not putting these e-boards on until I run these motors. So I'm going to try to come up on this side here. All right, the moment of truth. I just ran the wire and harness up in front of the firewall here. So the unit's retracted back, so that's encouraging. So let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. Okay, so the front door activates it. Rear door activates it. Wow. All right, let's see if this door, what it does. Activates it. All right, let's see what the driver's side does. Activates it. Closes it. Activates it. Wow, we're making headway. Wow. All right, look at this, little LED lights. I was puzzled on why there's an extra plug in these motors. Now I know. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the steps on, get those out of the way. Well, I need to start putting all the wire ties and all the wiring, clean it all up. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put the steps on. I'm gonna do all the tidying up later, but here we are at 6:30. So for me, I'm at 4 hours right now. So definitely this is a 5-hour project, no doubt. Somebody's done it more than once. Can you do it faster? No doubt. No doubt, you can. But for a first-time person that's never done it, it's a 5-hour project. So just suck it up, buttercup. All right, the board is actually pretty light. That's kind of encouraging for weight factor, but I don't know what these horseshoe things are for. I just don't really see it, but I don't. Go up underneath there. All right, surprisingly enough, I got these brackets to line up right. Before you tighten it down, make sure your step, this thing can slide. Make sure your step is right. You're gonna be hitting too far up here. Okay, so see, that's pretty good because in the back, you definitely want more in the back than the front. So that's pretty even here. So wow, man, we're getting there. How about that, huh? All right, see that? Just get those 5mm Allen heads attached. Now I gotta tighten down the brackets. Leave those loose before you get these steps actually secured. All right, the motors are all tied down. We tell you what, man, this truck is so high. I mean, this is better, but oh my gosh, it's still, you know, you got to grab the handle, get in the truck. So look at this here, rock solid. And you can walk back, and so they feel really good. Next, I got to put the little lights on. But yeah, this truck is so high that even this has helped, but it's still, you got to leap into the truck. Wow. All right, it's a 5.5-hour project. Now, the really good mechanics probably gonna outdo me, but if you really want to do it right and tie up all your wire ties, get the lights to work. Look at that, the lights, it's so weird. These little lights down here come on, but yet they don't come on. So I don't know what's going on with that, but good news is I've completed the project. I can only hope this video helped any of you out there understand what you're going to go through to do this. I mean, this is not easy. This is a lot of work. So it's all the wiring. The wiring is the challenge. Putting the steps on, taking the steps off is nothing. That's nothing. So it's different from the amp. The amp surface, amp steps, they tie into like your fuse box. This really slows you down, having to put these little magnets in. But once again, so weird how I don't understand what the lights work and then they don't. I mean, it has something to do with my light sensors. But anyways, there you go. All the doors work. And she's done. She definitely looks cleaner because you don't have that awkward step. But I should have done the before and after, get into the truck. And I'm gonna tell you what, this truck is so high, for me, it's a lot better, definitely, but it's still a lot of step. This truck's just lifted too high. For me, I'm just not into that as much as I used to, but why the hell did I buy the truck, right? So this video helps you install your rough country E-steps. They're a great price, and overall, it's a good product. A little more, I think, challenging with little magnet things, but anyways, I think you'll be happy overall. Once again, open the door here, and see there. So great. So thanks for watching my channel. God bless, and I hope this helps you make a decision what you want to do. The pacing wants to do it.